Cracker Barrel thinks we're stupid. They made a statement after the massive fallout of their rebranding, their involvement with funding every LGBTQ pride event that they possibly could. The president of the company being this woke gal who's obsessed with DEI and hiring for diversity instead of quality, and despising their traditional conservative user base. I will never step in a Cracker Barrel again. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Part of what we do is we defend our culture, we defend our families, we defend our traditions. And it's not that biscuits and gravy should be written into the Constitution. Maybe if we ever have a culinary constitution, we'll do that. But I'm going to read you this statement and we'll just go through it all. I'm going to show you guys the big mistakes they made. And it proves this is what's weird, guys. They don't just think you and I are stupid. They think LGBTQ people are stupid too. This whole statement is a giant lie. Now, the words are a little small, but I'll highlight them and I'll read them out loud. I'm going to read the whole statement. You know, I spend a lot of time. Remember, I made video games and TV shows. So a video game like Earthworm Jim, you know, probably went out to like 1 million people watched it. The TV show, probably 2 million people watched it. My TV show Cat Scratch, probably 10 million people watched it. When I was a showrunner on VeggieTales, 31 million people watched it. This YouTube channel, over 90 million people have watched all of my channels combined. So I know something about mass media and marketing. It's been the biggest success of my whole life is trying to guess what about 50,000 to 1 million people would like. And then you create that artwork or product or expression. But it 100% has to do with what Cracker Barrel's marketing people and their brand managers, that's their job. To do and say things that millions of people enjoy. And boy, they just screwed up so bad on this rebranding. It's an exercise in what not to do. Here's Cracker Barrel in our promise to you. Remember, this is a promise, a bond they're making to us. And this is their way of trying to get you to come back to Cracker Barrel because they think you're stupid. If the last few days have shown us anything, it's how deeply people care about Cracker Barrel. We're truly grateful for your heartfelt voices. This was written by a marketing person. This was not written by someone who cares. And little do they know, it's not that we care about Cracker Barrel. It's a building. It's a bunch of molecules. The guy on the barrel. What's it mean? It stands for America, for country folk, for country cooking. Look at your own merchandise in your store. It's got Dolly Parton CDs and Jason Aldean's CDs, American flags, Goo Goo clusters, even old candies like those crusty old Abba Zabbas, you know, the Idaho Spud, these ancient candies. It's because it reminds us of our family, of tradition, of grandparents, those giant checkerboards. It's like Mayberry RFD. But they always want to remove 2 things that they hate, in fact, 3 things that they hate about those country folk: Christianity, America, and the family. All 3 of those, feminism, liberal feminism, hates. And that's what they were trying to remove from Cracker Barrel. And they think that if they give you enough mac and cheese and country, black pepper, peppermill gravy, and chicken fried steak, they think you'll forget. You guys can take your hash brown casserole and put it where the barrel don't roll. You've also shown us that we could have done a better job sharing who we are and who we'll always be. Now, this is brainwashing and gaslighting because they don't mean any of this. Number one, they did not share who they really were. They're a pride company, a LGBTQ company, a diversity, equity, and inclusion company. In all of their statements and their training internally and at corporate, they've said, this is who we are. This is who we are as Cracker Barrel. And then to you, who are we? We're a giant checkerboard and rocking chairs, chicken, country fried steak, fried mama's buttermilk, battered fried chicken. Come on in, people. Come on out of the trailer park and let's go to Cracker Barrel. What has not changed and will never change are the values this company was built on when Cracker Barrel first opened in 1969. I was 3 years old. Hard work, family, and scratch-cooked food made with care. A place where everyone feels at home, no matter where you're from or where y'all headed. That's the Cracker Barrel you'll always find. Well, they redid it to look like corporate America. So culturally, they really screwed up. But the biggest thing is, where's their values? It says this values was built on Cracker Barrel. That country store, were they built on LGBTQ? Were they built on diversity, equity, and inclusion? On Marxist corporate brainwashing, giving to charities, including ones that help illegal aliens? Is that what they're about? Including ones that hate Trump? Ran against Trump and hate them? Is that your store? You know, they could have gone a long way. This whole company could have fooled both you and I. They could have fooled all of us. You know how they could have done it? They could have fired this woke president, the lady that's ruined this place. They used to work for ran Taco Bell. They could have fired her within a couple hours and said, hey, everybody, this wasn't our idea. It was all her, that woke LGBTQ lady. And we fired her. And we deeply apologize. And we're putting everything back. The logo, the food. In fact, we're going to open up a giant MAGA Trump section in every store. In fact, on every menu, we're going to have the Trump Blue Plate special every day. They could have gone in and just done a massive U-turn, but they didn't. They're doubling down on their president. Notice this statement doesn't say anything about them getting rid of that woke lady. They're doubling down on stupid. They're going to bleed out just like Bud Light. This will hurt all of their employees. This will wipe out the country culture, which is what they're trying to do anyways. They're trying to wipe out dad and granddad, the family, and the country origins of this company. That's what they're really trying to wipe out. They hate it. They want to turn everything into New York. Everything is Seinfeld to them. Cracker Barrel should look like Seinfeld's apartment. The things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Again, remember, they think we're dumb. Rocking chairs on the front porch, a warm fire in the hearth, peg games on the table, unique treasures in our gift shop, and same-sex weddings, and and vintage Americana with antiques pulled straight from our warehouse in Lebanon, Tennessee. This is corporate too. This isn't country folk. These aren't people in overalls. These aren't the you and me's in the world. They serve catfish. Guarantee you none of these corporate people have ever gone catfishing in their life. I've actually caught catfish, and you nail the head to your back fence to gut them. You hang them off the back fence, you put a nail through their head and to gut them. And you have to hold them a certain way, or the barbs, those fin barbs will go right in your hand, man. You got to dig up behind those fins so that they point straight out, or that catfish, man, he'll catch you on the top and he'll catch you on the sides. We love seeing how much you care about our old timer. Now, that's the logo of the guy on the barrel that they ripped out of the logo. We love him too. No, you don't. Or you wouldn't have removed him from your logo. That's what a logo is. It's a brand that says what you are. What you are is that Uncle Herschel old man leaning on a barrel. It's the barrel in Cracker Barrel. You took the barrel off the logo. We love him too. Uncle Herschel, this is their apology. This is what they think is going to get you to think, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, Cletus, did you hear that? They love Uncle Herschel. We'll still be on our menu, probably in the corner. You'll have to get out an electron microscope and night vision glasses just to see them. Welcome back, Uncle Herschel's favorite breakfast platter on our road signs and featured in our country store. So they're still going to use them for branding on their road signs. I thought you were changing the whole look. They're going to put Uncle Herschel all over the road. They're going to plaster him so big. In fact, the whole road sign is just going to be Uncle Herschel. Heaven forbid you ever find out what they really believe. They're Uncle Herschel in name only. What is that? That's a Euhino. They're a Euhino. Uncle Herschel in name only is what their brand means. Some of us will remember. I'm sorry. I remember things a long time, like the rest of my life when I don't step in your decrepit establishment. You woke Marxists, you're not going to get one dime. Never. If you're never going in Cracker Barrel again, let me know in the comments below. See if I can convince you. I don't believe in boycotts. I'm not starting a boycott. I'm not trying to get them to change. I don't care how much you change. I'm not going back. You showed your true, by the way, this entire company is owned by the giant stockbroker BlackRock, one of the biggest industrial monstrous complexes in the world, owns a ton of Cracker Barrels. He's not going, oh, did they say BlackRock? Did they say BlackRock? He's not, Uncle Herschel's not going anywhere. He family. How dare you bring up family after what you believe about family? You believe in transing kids. They've funded money to trans kids. You're about breaking up the family. You despise the traditional family. While our logo and remodels may be making headlines, a bigger focus is still right where it belongs. In the kitchen and on your plate. I'm getting hungry. Serving generous portions of food you crave at fair prices and doing it with the kind of country hospitality that brightens your days and creates lasting memories. I sound like a Disneyland ride now. Hold on to your hats and glasses, folks. This train's about to take off. Meatloaf, chicken and dumplings. They don't even do dumplings. They do the NS because that's what country folk do. They were told they performed a survey. They had their accountant perform a survey, an economist, and they did this giant checkbox. And they realized, those country folk, they love chicken and dumplings. That's how they all talk. Country fried steak, sides, and taste like Sunday supper. And yes, the world's best pancakes. They're all still here, with a few new dishes joining the menu. Probably all vegan sausage, right? Vegan fried chicken. They think that they can just smother over this by talking about pancakes. This is like a terrorist, a terrorist performing a terrorist act, planting a bomb and going, wait, God bless America. God bless America. Remember that scene in Saving Private Ryan when they finally get the Nazi and they hold the gun to his head and he goes, F Hitler, I hate Hitler, God bless America. That's what they're doing. They sound like the German Nazi in Saving Private Ryan, pretending to be a patriot so they won't kill him. Hey, Betty Boop. Remember what he said? Hey, Betty Boop. That's them going like, we've been around since 1969. Hey, Betty Boop. Whether you're a longtime fan or a first-time guest, we want you to feel at home around our table, where the only people that you're going to get now are going to be first-time guests because your longtime fans are gone, Cracker Barrel. We also want to be sure Cracker Barrel is here for the next generation of families, just as it has been for yours. How dare you? This is their threat to you. They're going, remember how you were given the right and the ability to go to Cracker Barrel? We want to make sure that we're here for the next generation so that it's here just like when you came in. No, you changed everything we loved about Cracker Barrel. The country store, Americana, Christianity, and the nuclear family is what you removed. That is no longer available to us. That was the world that we grew up in. And you took that out. And then you try and guilt us, going, we wanted to be here for the next generation of families. No, you don't. All your none of them are nuclear families. You want like women who are married to two men, a woman who married a dolphin, divorcees, single family, single mothers, of course, gay couples, anything non-traditional of the family. Hey, we don't try to define family here. How about two roommates just cohabiting? Yeah, that's a family too, they say. That means showing up on the new platforms and in new ways. Can I show what's a new way to show up? Teleport? Am I going to be a holograph? But always with our heritage at the heart, this word salad. We take the responsibility very seriously, and they've already demonstrated that they don't take it seriously. We know we won't always get everything right the first time. Their stock dropped by 15%. Yeah, you didn't get it right the first time. And in this apology letter, you didn't get it right the second time either. But we'll keep testing, learning, and listening to our guests and employees, the DEI hires. And at the end of the day, our promise is simple. You'll always find comfort, community, and country hospitality here at Cracker Barrel as we support the Pride Marathon in Nashville. If we get away with this, we're going to expand even more, man. We're going to be marrying animals soon. That's going to be Cracker Barrel's new brand. Uncle Herschel wouldn't have wanted it any other way. You know what? Don't speak for Uncle Herschel. Don't speak ill of the dead. That's an old saying. Thank you for caring so much, and come see for yourself the country hospitality that makes Cracker Barrel feel at home. They are so upset that people are not coming in. They're all, come in and see for yourself. How about no? How about you see how your business completely craters when we turn your place into an abandoned warehouse? And then this is my favorite one down at the bottom. Love Cracker Barrel. Oh, does Cracker Barrel learn to write? Who's Cracker Barrel? Love Cracker Barrel. Really? You love us? Is that what this is? Love? This is where, now some of you heard me say at the very beginning that they not only think we country folk are dumb, and they do, they think LGBTQ people are dumb too. And I'll prove it. This is to all of the gays and lesbians in my audience. I have a couple. I hear from you in the chat. You always go, don't project your religion on me and my son's gay or whatever. Okay. Cracker Barrel thinks you're dumb. I don't think you're dumb. Who's worse? Cracker Barrel endorses your marriage. I do not endorse your gay marriage, but I don't think you're dumb and I don't treat you with disrespect. Cracker Barrel thinks you're dumb. How do I know? In this entire new statement of values, after for years on all of their corporate literature and Wikipedia page, they said they stood for gay rights, the rainbow, diversity, equity, and inclusion, funding all these things. Why don't they say those values here in this statement when they need to represent you the most? That is when they, remember, their agenda, or it might even be your agenda, they claim that having a gay marriage is a civil right, the exact same civil right they believe as it is to being black. Walking around with black skin, you should not treat them different. They go, oh, a gay marriage is the same thing. They deserve the exact same civil rights. It is interchangeable with male-female marriage. That's what they believe. So they're supposed to go to fight when the chips are really down, when everyone's really against you, and you're the only one who will stand up for rights. This is where they double down, and they should be doubling down on supporting gay rights if they really believed it, if they really respected you and didn't think you were dumb. They think gays, diversity people, feminists are dumb because they think you won't notice that they didn't say one thing about it in this boilerplate. Do you know why they talked a lot about country ham and country start and our values and Uncle Herschel? Because they knew they couldn't bring up, and you know what? This may cost us everything, but we stand with the LGBTQ. Cracker Barrel did not say that because they were using you for a Marxist Democrat agenda. And I've said this before. That's my warning to feminists, to blacks, to women, to gays. Democrats hate your guts. They use you to get their political agenda done because they want power. And they only use you to get power. They're not interested in your actual civil rights. They don't think you're intelligent. And this statement proves it. If you want to watch a show to my gay people, to my black people, to DEI, to the Democrats, to the Marxists, if you want to watch a show where someone respects at least you and considers you someone intelligent to engage in this kind of argument, then you came to the right place. If you think I'm a homophobe, then you're a part of the problem and you're an idiot. And Cracker Barrel thinks you're an idiot. Anybody out there going to ever step in a Cracker Barrel? Let me know in the chat below. Not one more time will I sit in one of their rocking chairs for life. In fact, I've bought 4 of their rocking chairs sitting on my front porch. I'm probably going to burn them. Maybe I'll do a show of that. I'm Doug in Exile. Shout out to the Quad Club.